जैसा मैं कहता रहता हूँ, हैकेथॉन्स में पार्टिसिपेट करने से आपका पूरा करियर या आपकी पूरी लाइफ चेंज हो सकती है। ऐसा ही हुआ हमारे आज की वीडियो के गेस्ट के साथ, जिनका नाम है अभिषेक ठाकुर। एक हैकेथॉन ने उनका पूरा करियर चेंज करके रख दिया। उनका पूरा करियर, उनकी पूरी सैलरी एक हैकेथॉन की वजह से बिल्कुल चेंज हो गई। 2.5 टाइम्स उनकी सैलरी हो गई। सो आइए चलिए उनसे ही बात करते हैं कि ऐसा क्या कर दिया एक हैकेथॉन ने। एंड वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो प्लीज लाइक करना मत भूलना और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना भी मत भूलना। So hi Abhishek, welcome to the Code School first of all. And can you talk about how your coding journey started in college? किस ईयर में आपने कोडिंग करना स्टार्ट किया और कैसे कैसे सीखा?
Yeah, hi Devanshu. So, okay, I'll like start from the very beginning. So my coding journey actually started right from class 11th and 12th. I was into coding. So I took IT subject itself, but it was a very basic, like, basic Java, basic NetBeans, if I remember correctly. And then in college, I think my proper coding journey actually started in second or third year. Till that, I was just following the curriculum, whatever assignments were given, I was just completing those. But in third year, I got a little serious and I was like, no, I have to code by myself. So I started exploring various websites like Geek for Geeks or Lead Code.
Okay. And which specific field did you were more inclined towards? Like आपको DSA में ज़्यादा interest था और back end, front end, machine learning, which field?
To be honest, at that time, I was not clear what should I do because, there were these buzzwords like machine learning, deep learning. Then there was someone saying, do DSA. Someone was saying you need to focus on core subjects for placements. So I was very, very confused at that time. So I tried my hands on a little bit of everything. But the one thing which stuck with me was machine learning. So I was very attracted to the field. I was like, इसमें कुछ कर सकते हैं. So I started exploring the domain. I started making projects. Then I went further into deep learning. So at that time, Python was also kind of my favorite language. So that also helped. So yeah, I mean, I gave priority to building machine learning and deep learning projects rather than doing DSA. But at the same time, I did not leave DSA out of the picture at all. I was doing it parallelly, but in a low priority basis.
Yeah. At that time, did you imagine that you want to work as a machine learning or as an AI engineer whenever you start your professional journey?
So yes, at that time, I actually was very interested in the field and I found the work to be very interesting. So I thought, yes, I will be working in future as a machine learning engineer. And I was even applying for only such kind of posts because I knew that BSA is not like a very strong hand for me. So I need to focus on my projects. And so I tried making few chatbots, then few ML models, implementing various, like I was doing projects on Kaggle. So I tried to build a resume around machine learning. And at that time, yes, for sure, I was thinking and I had planned it out. I'll be working in this domain.
Then how did this switch happen? Like right now you're working as a backend developer, right? तो कैसे वो switch हुआ machine learning से? Like you were so inclined towards machine learning, then how all of a sudden you switched to backend?
Okay, so that is like there was this one turning point in my journey. So in final year, I think just before my last semester, I was all set. I was prepared for my placements based on machine learning. I was going through all the topics again and again. And all of a sudden, one day, my friend just texted me and said, hey, there's this hackathon. Let's take part in it. And I was like, okay, fine. I had never taken a part in the hackathon before, like any hackathon. And I was like, ठीक है, try करके देख लेते हैं. And we joined the hackathon. It was organized by Cryo. So we were like, okay, it seems kind of nice. The idea is nice. So let's join it. So the moment we joined the hackathon, here, like complete hackathon was based on app development, not app development, like website development and basically development domain, not related to machine learning or anything. So we were like, this is out of our domain. My friend was also into machine learning and we were like, should we really do it or not? But they started giving us modules to, cover. For example, they were giving us module to cover HTML, CSS. Then they gave us for Spring Boot. And through that course, my interest shifted from machine learning to backend development. And that is how this switch happened at the end of my almost fourth year.
That's really interesting. So after that, you decided that now I'll go to backend, like I'll do backend.
I saw scope in this domain. Like when I explored Spring Boot, when I saw that what you can do with developing a backend system, you need to, integrate databases, you need to integrate front end, you have to write API. So I was like, okay, this is also interesting. And there's not just one technology. You can actually do a lot of things in backend as well. So I was okay with both of them, but I got a chance to, like, I got an offer for backend development. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? Let's just try something new. And it worked out for me.
Yeah. So, like you went through the cryo modules for your hackathon, right? So वो आपको कैसे लगे? Like कैसा? How was the curriculum? How was it different from other courses you might have taken previously?
Okay, so the hackathon started pretty like, like every other hackathon. There were a lot of participants, and we were just told that you have to make this one project, and basis on that, you'll be reaching the next stage of the hackathon. And so we did whatever we could. How थोड़ी बहुत जो HTML CSS आती थी उससे basic सा project बना लिया, and we submitted that, and actually we cleared it. And then after the main project, like the main course started. So then what Cryo did was they provided us a course which was focusing on backend development. And in that course itself, I found out topics like unit testing and, the CRUD concepts. I didn't explore these while I was in college, because in college it is either curriculum or the things you do is DSA basically, right?
Right.
And through that course, I came across such new principles basically. And I was like, okay, fine. This is a little different than what I did in college. And till that time, I was either habitual of watching video lectures from Coursera or from YouTube, or just reading articles from Geeks for Geeks. And in that course, it was completely different than others because they did not provide any video lectures. They were just providing the crux of the topic, the important things you need to cover, and the resource links, like from where you can read about it. And reading is like much faster than watching a 1 hour video, right? So you can just selectively choose the topics which you are not confident in and just focus on those. So in that way, they designed the course in such a way that you can rapidly learn and understand a lot of things at the same time. So that course helped me in understanding backend, I think, much more if I would have done it via YouTube video or a Coursera course or something else.
Also, you mentioned about how they don't provide videos, but they ask you to like have an hands-on experience, right? So they help in that. So I think जब भी हम coding सीखते हैं, अगर हम tutorials में फंसे रह जाते हैं, videos देखते रह जाते हैं, then we don't learn much, right? So doing things on your own, building things, building projects, so that is the best way to learn coding, I believe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So this reminds me, actually, their course was also like, focused on this itself. Like they'll tell you that you need to make this project. These are the requirements. They will not tell you how to do it. They'll just say, these are the requirements. You need to build the project and submit it in their GitLab, workspace. And at the end, they just run some tests to check if the APIs are working fine or not. So basically, it is up to you how you want to implement the whole project. They'll just give you small hints, and there are always mentors. Like we were assigned some mentors. If we find any difficulty, we can ask them anything. And those are actually working in multiple MNCs, right? So they have a knowledge of the domain. So in that sense, I think the course benefited me a lot.
Yeah. So there's no spoon feeding, right? So you have to dig deep and find stuff like how you can do it, multiple ways to do it, right? So उसके बाद जो भी हमें best way लगेगा, जो भी हमें doubt होगा, वो हम जाके mentor से पूछ सकते हैं. I think that is amazing. क्योंकि अगर हमें spoon feeding कर दो तो हम इतना नहीं सीख पाते. ठीक है, कोई बोल देगा ये library implement कर लो, हम कर देंगे. वो library खुद से ढूंढना कि ये library ही यहाँ पे use होगी. So that is where you learn actually, right? And Abhishek, then did Cryo help you in placement also? So the job that you got, did you get it through Cryo or did you apply off campus or somewhere?
So basically, I was trying on campus, obviously, like it was my last year. So I was giving a lot of interviews and I did bag an opportunity, like multiple offers from my college itself. But once the course was completed in Cryo, once the hackathon was completed, we were selected. Like Cryo had partnerships with multiple companies, okay, including Groww, Echo, and I think Red, and there were many companies. And we were supposed to make a project for one of them. So based on our priority, our preference, they assigned a project to us. And so I got a teammate in the last stage, and we got to work on the Groww project. And we designed the project. It went for, I think, 2 months, 1.5, 2 months. We designed and developed the project. There were multiple sessions about if there are any blockers, if we need any help. And finally, we presented the project to like people from Groww, basically, the managers and tech folk from Groww. And they liked our project like a lot. They appreciated how we implemented the chatbot. It was basically a chatbot. And here my machine learning knowledge also kind of helped me, but it was basically a backend development work. So they appreciated how we had implemented the interface and how we were updating data in real time, and they liked it a lot. And then hackathon ended, we got our certificates, and then all of a sudden one day I got a call from Cryo, and they were like, "Groww is interested in offering you an internship." And I was like, "Okay, that's great. I was not expecting that." And so that's how I got this job from Cryo. And before that, I also had an offer. So I was like, okay, fine, let's just join the internship offer. This is a much better opportunity. I am sure I'll be able to convert it to full time. And I chose that, and it has been almost now 2 years with Groww.
Nice. And what was the, if you don't mind, like the offer that you had earlier and the offer you got through Cryo and in Groww? So what was the salary difference in terms of how much times was it, the Groww one?
So it was actually more than I was expecting, to be honest, because as I said, I was never focusing more on DSA, which I should have. But so I was not expecting a lot. But like, if I have to roughly say, it was almost 2.5 or 3 times the offer which I had on campus. So yeah, that was like
That's really good. 2.5 times. That's really good. And also you mentioned about how you got to interact with people at Groww, right? So that is again, I think, an amazing thing. As a college student, you get to interact with managers and developers, professional developers from companies from who are working at great companies. And you get to see how they think, what they expect from you or from an employee or from a project. So I think that is also brilliant. And also, one last question. So we talked about hackathons, right? Like how one hackathon changed your career. So, for the viewers watching this, what advice would you give to them? Like, how hackathons can help them? What are the benefits of hackathon, basically?
Okay, so according to me, what I have experienced and what I have felt is, see, on campus is definitely a priority. It should be a priority to get a good offer, basically.
Yeah.
And then there are off-campus opportunities. But the problem with off-campus opportunities are they filter you out based on your resume. And like, it is just a single piece of paper, right? So you cannot tell everything through that what actually you are, what things you are good in. But through hackathons are generally free. They are open for all. What you can do is you can take part in hackathons, build your projects, and now you are judged based on what you built, not just what you have written on a single page of paper, right? So that allows you to, shine. Like, that allows you to express more that, I'm capable of this, I'm capable of building this. And in that sense, I think hackathons can be a very great way of bagging offers. Because if you just open Hacker, or there are multiple websites now, there are always some kind of hackathons going on. So if you have time, if you feel like you are good at project building, if you can develop things, just take part in hackathons, form a team, and you never know, you'll find your next company.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Ki participating in hackathon, it does not require you to be in a good college or to have a great, resume or to have a great DSA skills. You can just apply and showcase your skills. So a lot of people say that we have skills, but we don't get opportunities. So hackathons, I believe, are the best way to like show your skills, whatever you have. And a lot of companies, they keep conducting a lot of hackathons. So we should keep an eye out on, like you said, Hacker Earth and all these websites and see where we can apply, right? Yeah. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for being on the podcast. It was very informative and it was really nice talking to you.
Thank you so much, Devanshu, for having me. It was great talking to you as well.
Great. Thank you.
And you can connect with Abhishek on LinkedIn. आपको link description में मिल जाएगा. And until next time, goodbye. See you soon.